So today, my mom is going to show you how to put fabric on and then epoxy it onto the cup. And the background is fabric, and then all this is epoxy. And so she's going to make this amazing cup more amazing. Let's go.
Alright guys, so to get started on our HTV and fabric cup, what we're going to do is cut out a rectangle of fabric. Make sure it's the size of your tumbler or a little bigger. And then we are going to iron on our designs. I'm using my Park Bound design from my Rapunzel bundle, which you guys can get and the patrons have gotten for free. And it's a super fun bundle to use. So I'm just going to use this, it's 3 layers, so I'm just going to iron everything onto my fabric. Just make sure it's nice and centered. I also did the Peace Love Ohana one, and this was a little bit too big, but it worked out perfect. Okay, so now we're going to take our fabric and cut it down to just about the size we need by wrapping it around our tumbler and then cutting off the excess. I liked that this fabric had hearts because I could just use them as a guide to cut straight. Otherwise, use a ruler. I used the hearts to go the top as well, and then I will cut the bottom off after we finish putting it onto the cup, because you don't want to cut all of it until it's actually on the cup, because you never know if you're going to need a little bit more. But I didn't want to get any on the lid. So I got these cups on Amazon. I added them to my Amazon store, so check it out. They actually come out to like $3 a piece, and they come in tons of different colors. I got the variety pack and I absolutely love it. It comes with different colored straws and a straw cleaner, and it's so cute. So I actually left the lid on so that I could Mod Podge this right on the table. I didn't have to use my cup turner for this portion. And anytime I don't have to use the cup turner, it's great because I can do more than one tumbler at once. I can let one be epoxied and the other ones I can work on the Mod Podge section. So I'm going to just slowly wrap this around. I love this tumbler because it's super even and it was super easy to put this fabric on. If you want to see just my fabric tumbler I did with the Mickey Mouse, that was a double, I have a hard time figuring out how to say it, but it's like wider on the top, not so much on the bottom. So it was a little bit more of a process to get that fabric even. But if your fabric's not even, just pull it off and slowly work it around. You do want your Mod Podge to be wet the entire time you're doing this. And then you want that fabric to overlap just by an inch. You don't want too much overlap because it will change the color of the fabric. But after doing a few of these, I realized that the more Mod Podge you use, the better, because it stops the epoxy from seeping into the fabric. Okay, so we're going to now trim the bottom off. You can leave a little extra on the bottom to Mod Podge onto your cup. And if you're doing your logo, this would be the time to Mod Podge your logo on or stick your sticker on so that when we epoxy the bottom, it would be underneath the epoxy. So I'm just going to go in and make sure that there's Mod Podge under and over the fabric to make sure that it holds down. And you might want to go in with your fingers when it's just like a little bit almost dry and tack it down completely. So now that we have these done, we are going to cover them completely with the Mod Podge. Just be careful not to get it on the lid. You can take the lid off for this part too if you want, but I do like to keep those lids on just so I can use it as something to touch the table and not have to get in the way of doing my cup. So I'm just gonna epoxy over, or not epoxy, we're not on that step yet. Mod Podge all of this. Make sure you get a good even coat. I'm using the high gloss Mod Podge for this, and if you get any goobers in it, just make sure you get those off before you go into your next step, the epoxy round. So just get anything off. Yes, everything. Make sure there's no hairs or any fuzzes left on this. Since I craft a lot of things all at once, my tumblers might get stuff in them sometimes. Okay, so then we're going to epoxy. Again, watch my epoxy series if you want to see how to seal these completely with epoxy. Love you guys, bye.
So if you didn't know who I am Auntie Tay's daughter, Brightly, and please give a big thumbs up to this video, subscribe, all that crazy stuff, and please go to my channel, Little Life of Brightly. Brightly is spelled B-R-Y-L-I-E, and it should click up, and please subscribe, comment down below, and everything. Bye!